EGM Network.
Welcome back to Whatever with Lou Navarro. I am your host, Lou Navarro, realtor with Remax Crown Realty here in the beautiful Treasure Coast and the founder of Latinas Nexus Network. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our episodes are here to educate, empower, and help our community make decisions, very informed decisions. Please follow me on my social media. You can find me as Lou Navarro, the realtor. Um, Today, I would like to take a moment to speak from the heart. Many of you know that although I'm proudly called Florida home today, I was born and raised in Venezuela. My family, lifelong friends, and so many people I love still have their roots there. So, like many Venezuelans around the world, watching the news about the earthquake has been incredible emotional. Seeing family lost loved one, homes, and a sense of security has been heartbreaking. Even when you are thousands of miles away, your heart never leaves the place where you were born. When tragedy strikes you, um, you naturally want to do something, especially if it's back at your home. You want to help. That's exactly why Latinas Nexus Network organized a community-wide humanitarian relief drive here on the Treasure Coast. What we experienced after completely exceeded our expectation. People from every background came together, individuals, organizations, families, local businesses, even my fellow realtors and volunteers show up with boxes full of so many essential items. Some people donated, others volunteered. Many share our message with their friends and neighbors, reposted our posts in social media. Uh, so every single every single act of kindness matter. As we are doing this episode today, we're getting ready to send our first full truckload of donations to the humanitarian relief efforts. And looking at all those donations is something I personally will never forget. Um, it is a reminder that compassion has no borders and that even from hundreds of miles away, our community can bring hopes to families facing unimaginable circumstances. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for standing with Venezuela. And thank you for trusting Latinas Nexus Network to coordinate this effort. Thank you for providing what, thank you for proving that when a community comes together, extraordinary things happen. And although our first shipment is leaving tomorrow, the needs continue. We expect to continue receiving donation, and if more shipments are needed, we will continue to do everything we can do to support those affected. Every box, every package, every act of kindness represents hope for families who need it most. And today, today we're talking about a different type of protection. Today, just as we work together to protect our families when natural disasters happen, today we're talking about protecting financially during one of the biggest moments of their life, buying a home. And that is why, we have Jessica Rich here from Professional Title of Treasure Coast. Because, and thank you, Jessica. Unfortunately, there are criminals out there looking to take advantage of buyers and sellers through sophisticated wire fraud scams. And losing your closing funds can be financially devastating.
Absolutely.
The good news is that with the right information, this scam are often preventable.
Yes.
So, Jessica,
Yes, ma'am.
again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before we get into the wire fraud, let's get the audience get to know.
Okay.
All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the title industry? What do you enjoy most about helping buyers or sellers? And what's one thing people will be surprised to learn about working for a title company?
Okay. I was born here in Indian River County. I'm a second generation Indian River County resident. I was born and raised here. My daughter makes the third generation, and I love it here. There's nowhere else I would call home. And just to touch back on your comments about Venezuela, the Treasure Coast steps up every time.
Yes,
and
I have seen that.
There's absolutely no doubt about that. So I'm glad that you're getting to witness that firsthand. I was actually a pre-law major originally, and had every intention I was going to go change the world, and quickly learned that that's a lot of school, a lot of money, and it's a lot of hard work. And not to say that the title industry isn't, but I did a small bit of time in the title industry, and I fell head over heels in love. I'm very fortunate that I get to work with my mom in a small family-owned business. We've been in business for 44 years. And that's a big accomplishment anyway, and it's an even bigger accomplishment in the real estate industry as a whole. We are still independently owned and operated. We are not owned by a major corporation, which is something that we pride ourselves in. And that same building right there was actually my grandfather's real estate office when I was a kid. So
that's awesome.
There's a lot of memories in that building. And we've been in the same location, and it's just that's my other home, I call it. But I love the title industry. It's the most rewarding thing I've had the pleasure of doing. You get to see everybody has the same common goal. Sellers want to sell, buyers want to buy. You see a seller who's moving on to a bigger dream, or maybe they have to go home and live with their kids, or maybe it's, that time in their life where they need to downsize and slow down. And then you get to see young families buying their new homes. And we did a closing a couple of weeks ago, and I'll never forget this. She was 36 weeks pregnant with twins.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, please don't have those babies here. And about 3 weeks later, we got a picture of them holding their twins in their new home. Aww. And it was the most heartwarming thing. And that's what I love about it, is knowing that they're going to have a home that they're going to raise their children in and have memories in, and I'll see them again in 5-10 years when they buy their next house, because it's never your forever home.
Yeah,
we've learned that.
We have learned that.
But it's very rewarding, and at the end of the day, I can go home at night knowing that I helped my maybe not my physical neighbor, but my neighbor buy their dream, and that's the most rewarding thing I can do.
Nice. Let's start by the basics, because I think a lot of people don't know exactly what a title company is.
Exactly.
And they don't really or don't understand what happened behind the scenes. So what exactly is a title company, and why is your role so important during a real estate transaction?
Yep. So a lot of people don't. They think we just sit there and we wait for their closing and we print their papers and we come in and we used to have them sign. Our job is to make sure that there's nothing on title. There are no liens, judgments, mortgages, anything that could come back as a buyer and hurt you. And for a seller, our job is to make sure that there is nothing there that is clouding your title that was maybe missed from a previous transaction. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that they can do it for cheaper.
Yeah.
So they record things. Things are not always recorded properly. It's not up to the courthouse to determine if the document that you're trying to record is correct. Their job is to just record the document. They cannot give you legal advice. So we see a lot of incorrect documents that get recorded. We see a lot of mortgages that don't get satisfied due to, just a paper trail issue. So our job is to clean everything up and to make sure that the seller is selling what they're supposed to be selling, the buyer is buying what they're supposed to be buying. And at the end of the day, our job as the middleman is to make sure that the seller is getting clear funds for their house or their property, and that the buyer is getting clear and marketable title that they just paid for.
Everybody has a peace of mind.
Everybody has peace of mind at the end of the day. And we insure it. That's the other thing, is that, say you come back in 2 years, and because we live in a human world still, thankfully. We are human, mistakes do get made, and say a lien was missed or something was missed, that you're insuring the property for you. So that gets paid, then it doesn't get paid by you. And our underwriters step up and take the hit for that so that there's no loss to the consumer.
That's
and that's the key.
Yeah, that's the peace of mind you're looking for, right?
Exactly.
So let's talk about the reason we're here. Wire fraud has become one of the fastest growing crimes in real estate.
Yes.
And from someone hearing that phrase for the first time, what exactly is wire fraud?
So wire fraud is, in our world, it comes in a few different ways, but it's mainly when somebody produces fake wiring instructions, whether it's for us to wire funds to them, or for unfortunately sometimes customers will receive fake wiring instructions, and money goes where it's not supposed to go. Typically, it is not able to be recovered. Typically, it is lost, and once it's gone, it's gone. And we have seen people lose thousands. We've seen people lose hundreds of thousands, and we have seen people lose millions because of it.
These criminals are really sophisticated. Yes. So can you explain how they operate?
So typically what we have learned over the last 7 or 8 years is that there's typically a ring of people. Typically there is somebody originating from overseas, usually in a non-extraditious country, which makes things a lot worse and a lot harder to track down. And in our personal experience, what was happening is there was somebody in the States that was creating shell corporations and then creating fake bank accounts and then hacking into emails and sending fake wiring instructions. So the money would then be sent to these fake they were real bank accounts, but under fake corporations. And then the money gets transferred out immediately into either an offshore or crypto account where it cannot be traced.
Wow. And it is amazing. How do they make this email look so legit?
So there are a couple different ways we're learning. Sometimes it's a matter of that they are just hacking into actual emails, so it is legitimately that same email. And then there are software programs that they can use to clone your email address. And what they'll do is they'll change it just a little bit. They'll put a dot in between something where you can't see it. The normal person doesn't see it. And so it might look like your email address, but whenever you're replying, it's actually going to somebody else.
And, technology and the same with AI has made our life easier, right? But at the same time, it has created this opportunity for scammers. So why are we seeing so much wire fraud right now versus a few years ago? Well,
as technology evolves, so do the opportunities, unfortunately. We are seeing an uptick in AI crimes as well. AI is a wonderful tool when used properly. Unfortunately, it's not always used properly. So we are seeing as technology evolves and more options become available, like via the cloud and AI, that it's becoming almost easier for them to commit these scams and commit these fraudulent transactions.
Walk us through a real case scenario. So I am a buyer. I'm working with my realtor, my lender, my title company. All of a sudden, everything seems perfect. All of a sudden, I find, that I receive an email. What happens next?
So it actually happened a couple weeks ago with a first-time home buyer, young kids, and they received an email that appeared to be from their lender. And again, it was an email that there was a dot in the middle of their name. They didn't see it. They didn't know to look for it. They were young. And she even said, I know there's scams and here I am falling for it. And it said, congratulations, your loan has been approved. The amount of money that you need to wire is X, which was the amount of money she needed to wire. And they provided her with wiring instructions. And it looked as though it was coming from the lender. It looked as though that it was going where it needed to go. She wired the money. 5 days later, she called her lender and said, did you get my money? And they said, what money? Unfortunately, we're going to see more and more of that as the technology evolves and as scammers get smarter and more prepared for this. So unfortunately, those two young folks, they were 23 and 24, lost a little over $45,000.
Oh my gosh, that is so sad that we had to live in this type of society right now.
Exactly.
We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ryan, owner of Treasure Coast Tree and Land Services. When it comes to your property, there's a difference between some guy with a chainsaw and a certified arborist. Don't take chances with your property. Make sure your tree company is certified, licensed, and insured. Call the professionals, Treasure Coast Tree and Land Services. If you're in the IRC, call Treasure Coast Trees.
USA all day. Vero's 4th of July is going to be free, fun, and fire. The fun starts at Riverside Park at 6 with live music by Riptide, plus food trucks, pie eating, hot dog, and hula hoop contests. And enjoy a dazzling display of pyrotechnic pageantry with 4th of July fireworks at 9 o'clock. It's sponsored by the City of Vero Beach, Millennium Cremation Service, Mangrove Sands Golf Club and Restaurant, Treasure Coast Golf Carts, Sunshine Furniture, and a fan above. USA all day. July 4th, Riverside Park, Vero Beach. Finding the right home loan should feel like the last piece of a puzzle. Here in Vero, one name stands out for experience you can trust. Gina Melton at Riverside Mortgage Solutions.
With over 16 years of local expertise, I'm not just a loan originator, I'm your neighbor. Don't settle for an out-of-town lender. Talk to me at 772-205-8880. Call me, Gina Melton, with Riverside Mortgage Solutions.
Riverside Mortgage Solutions is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1712816 and NMLS 87788.
And we're back, wherever we live, Navarro, and we're here with Jessica Rich from Professional Title talking about wire fraud. And this is important. How can we help the people recognize red flags or what should raise a concern for them to stop and say, is this true? What is it? A change on wire instructions? What is it?
So typically the emails that will come through, they have a lot of urgency to them. They want you to wire the money right now. They don't allow any time, any grace. If you get the email at, let's say, 9 o'clock and you haven't wired it and confirmed it by 11, they're on you again. My recommendation to everybody, regardless of how well the email looks and how well, is to Google the number of the person that you're supposed to be wiring the money to. Don't take it off of the email. Google it, get it from a third party, and call and verify the wiring instructions. And using those same kids as an example, had they called our office using the number on our website or even just a Google search, we would have been like, no, absolutely not. Don't wire that. Always verify wiring instructions with where you're sending the money to.
So if anyone or whoever is listening today, remember just one thing from today's episode, what will it be?
Verify, verify, verify.
And I love that, just pick up the phone, call the title company. If you have been in contact with them, just make sure that wire instruction is legit and is coming from them. That could save you thousands of dollars and, of course, the devastation after that. So it's very, very important. Something very, very simple.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Make a simple phone call.
Tell us about what security your company uses to help the buyers.
So when it comes to buyers, our wiring instructions are always password protected. We never send our wiring instructions unsecured. We typically will call the buyer and let them know that they're on the way. So they know that they're there and they know that it's actually coming from us because we have verified it. 90% of scammers will not call you because they don't typically sound like me. Typically, statistics show that most scammers are men. So if you're getting an email that says it's coming from Jessica and you're talking to a man on the phone, it's probably not me.
Yes.
So they typically don't call. They typically don't do anything verbally. It's typically all in writing. So we typically do call our customers, let them know, hey, look, we sent you wiring instructions and your final figure for closing. That's our big one when it comes to buyers is that we always password protect our wiring instructions. So if you're getting wiring instructions from us, they have a password. You have to call the office and get it. We don't email it. We don't text it. No other way to get it except to pick up the phone and give us a call.
To my buyers, I always tell them, listen, before you do any wire transfer, call the title company.
Absolutely.
I cannot do it for you because it's personal, it's private. So please call them before you do any wire transfer. It will save you so many headaches.
Yep.
And let's make it more practical. Well, we already just talked about that, but what about sellers? Sellers also do...
They get wires.
Yeah, but they also become victims,
Oh,
right? Even
absolutely.
though people just think are buyers, right?
Absolutely. So we will get from time to time emails from that are supposedly from our sellers. Oh, I changed my bank account. I want it sent here instead. And that's a big one. We do not take any changes for wiring instructions over the phone. We don't take any wiring instructions over the phone at all, even if it's real ones. Everything comes in writing. So if we have a seller that says, hey, I want to change my wiring instructions, the first thing we do is we have a form that every seller fills out about how they want their funds. And so the first thing that we do is we resend them the form via DocuSign, which is a secure system.
Okay.
And it has IP address tracking, as you know.
Yeah.
But we send it to the email address that we have on file, not the one they just emailed us from, the one that we have on file.
Course.
And then we call and verify, did you actually do this?
Yes.
So it's a lot of, it is extra work, but it's worth it to not have that headache.
Yeah, even, as a realtor, I always, when I get a weird email, I don't even answer. I call the person. Do you send this email to me? So, let's say that happens. Do they get any protection after all? Or is there any chance of recovering those funds?
So it's very hard to recover the funds. I won't sugarcoat that. Have we recovered funds in the past? Absolutely. But it does happen, and it is very hard to recover. All
right. Time has taken the best of us. But let's talk something quick. I'm gonna ask you, do you have a favorite local restaurant you go to?
Probably I would say Sebastian Saltwater.
Oh, okay. One word your coworkers will describe you.
Sassy.
What's one thing you wish every buyer understood about this and before closing?
That it is a team effort to get them to closing. It takes us, it takes their real estate agent. If they're getting a bank loan, it takes their lender. So to put it all on one person is not always fair, and you should look to each party as a member of your team.
And before we wrap up, what would you, if someone is listening, what would you want them to remember today, or what would you want them to take today?
Protect yourself and verify at all times with everybody.
Well, thank you so much. It was a fantastic conversation. I hope the audience get educated. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and helping educate our listeners, whether it's protecting family after a natural disaster or protecting someone's life savings during a home purchase. Today's episodes remind us that knowledge truly is one of the most powerful things, forms of protection. To everyone listening, please remember this. Never send writing instruction based solely on an email. Always verify them by calling your title company using a trusted phone number that you already have, not the one that you receive or was provided on an email that you received, which especially if it's a suspicious email. And remember, that phone call could save you thousands of dollars or your entire investment. And before I let you go, I want to thank you again to give thanks to our incredible community on the Treasure Coast one more time. As a Venezuelan, seeing my hometown community here in Florida come together to support the people of my homeland has been deeply moving. Your generosity has reminded me why I love living here and why I believe so strongly in the power of community. Our first stroke is living tomorrow, and if additional shipments are needed, Latinas Nexus Network will continue working alongside of you to bring hope to those families who need it most. Thank you for your compassion, your generosity, and your willingness to make a difference. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share with your family and friends. You never know who may benefit from this. And remember, every donation, every box, every mile traveled will bring hope to those families facing hardship. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm Lu Navarro with Remax Crown Realty, proud Venezuelan and founder of Latinas Nexus Network. Thank you for listening to Wherever with Lu Navarro. See you next time. And remember, yo hablo tu idioma. Chao, chao.